Let me see for streaming live. Okay, so I think we are. Can't see it yet. Yes, we are. Okay. So now I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Wait, before I share, give me a moment. I want to charge this.
Hello.
I'm still here. I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming. It's something that I want to show you because let me put it to order before I start sharing my screen.
Okay.
Before I start sharing my screen. Oh God, what is wrong with you? Okay. It's trying to find your school websites now. I don't know why this thing keeps going here. I really don't know why. Okay. Sorry, just hold on. Hold on. Sorry. I want to make sure it is perfect before I start it. I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier.
Okay.
I
No
just
problem.
remembered it now. Okay. So you know how I said a div is a container, right?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry, hold on. So today you're going to maybe you would understand it better today. Hopefully. I'm so sorry. Please just hold on. I'm so sorry. Just
No
hold on.
problem. Take your time.
It's not a matter of take my time or we're working with time here. I just want to be very sure before I share my screen because I don't want to be checking ChatGPT when I'm sharing screen. Okay, so there's a container like this. Okay. Okay. I think I've almost figured it out. Shoot. Okay. This is going to be a problem. Okay. Okay. So I can just be on standby. I'm coming. I am
Okay.
coming. I'm coming. I should be able to figure it out now. Please work. Please work. That secular, if you check your school website, that um that side with the secular picture, whatever. So I know that they use JavaScript, but I'm trying to look for a way to do it with CSS. I'm trying to look for a way for us to do it with CSS. So, like I said, you remember I said yesterday that when it comes to coding, you will do a lot of, you will check, is this one working? This one is not working. Okay, let's check another one. Is this one working? Is not working? You check another one. So, no matter how long you've been coding, it's something that you'll be doing, both as a beginner and even if you're experienced. The only difference is that some things you just know with experience that okay, this is how it should be. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I think I figured it out. So hold on a second. This will be wonderful if I can figure it out. I will be very happy. Very, very, very happy. Hmm. Ah, God. Help me to not be confused though. Because this thing wants to confuse me. Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. 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 Okay, you said you're not with your laptop. There's nothing I can even do from here. All right, no problems. I figured it out. Nice. So let me share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
I'm seeing your screen.
Okay. So we have talked about, we've done this top part, right? And we understand it to an extent, right? No questions on that.
Yes. No.
All right, fine. So now we're going to the next section, or let's call it the next div, right?
Okay.
Very good. So in this div, you can notice that they have 3 pictures with borders around it. And then they have
Yes.
kind of like, how will I explain this now? I don't even know what to call it. It's
Link.
a par, let's call
I
it a
think.
what?
Oh, okay. Don't worry. No.
No, what did you want to call it?
No, because I changed color. I was to say link, but it's not link. It's paragraph.
You wanted to say is what?
Link because it's woven. I don't see
Okay,
what they
no,
wrote.
it's not a link. Is it a link?
It's a link. Like I said, access online results secondary school.
Oh yeah, it's a link. It's a link actually. But you don't have where you're linking to.
No.
Okay, so we'll just make it a paragraph. If we had a link to give it, we would have made it a link. But where are we going to link it to? So we'll just make it a paragraph. How did I now link it? Yeah, so we'll make it a paragraph. But if you want to make it a link, Now you see this thing that is doing, this is a JavaScript function. So your own might
Mm-hmm.
not have that. What it will just have is either the picture, you can either put the picture or you put a background color and then write something. Capiche? Depending on what you want. So I'm going to do a picture today. All right, I think the picture looks fine now. So this is a div. We're going to put welcome to Igbinedion Education Center in a div. All right. So first of all, I'm going to need, okay, I don't have access to these pictures, but I already showed you how to get these pictures if you need them. Or you can use any other picture. It doesn't really matter. We're just trying to build something that looks like it, not exactly like it. All right. So tomorrow we will learn about grids. Or if we have time today, we'll learn it. But let's do this one first. So the first thing we want to do, okay, this is the grid. So the first thing you want to do, you of course you're going to continue from where your own code stop, right? That's where you're going to continue from. You're going to continue from where your own code stop. Me, I'm just starting from here. I think, oh god, what is the div in that? Your laptop is not with you. We don't even know the div in that first.
I think
But
it's
anyway,
Romaren Zeme.
no, I think we did first div, Abi, for that background
Yes.
image. All right, so now this next one, we're going to put the entire section in a div. I'm going to give it a class of second. I'm going to call it second section because we've done the first paragraph or the first section. I'm going to call this one second section. Is what we are doing. All right. And then I'm going to put the closing div. So most times I like to write like this. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can. Okay, it's not. Let me start it again. Oh, it's still starting. Let me reload the page. Okay. All right, cool. Work now. Wow. Let me try again. Okay, this is not working. But you can see the screen, right?
Yes.
All right. I don't need to. Do I need to zoom it in for you to see better? Or you can see everything? Do I need to zoom it in? Okay, if you say so.
I can zoom from here by myself.
Oh, okay, no problem. So, okay, I think I got what I want now. So for you, you just go on to the next div. And we're going to call that. We're going to give it a class of, because it's the second. I think there's usually a second section, right? And then I'm going to close that div. I'm also going to, oh, sorry, I forgot to put the second, and then close it like this. So I usually like to close my div from the beginning because most times you will forget if care is not taken. You would forget. And then you'll not be wondering why is the code not working? Because sometimes if I show it to, sorry, trying to go back here. This is where we are. Yeah. Because if you look at, this is what we're trying to create. If you look at it, if I scroll down at the end of the day, you have like 1, 2 divs. if you don't put the first div from the beginning, you might forget because there'll be a lot of div at the ending. You will not know where you have closed it for. So I'm going to call this place the second section. All right. So ideally, all of them, the three pictures, this thing here represents three pictures in that your school, whatever. These three pictures, they are individual divs, right? Because you can make div when you're talking about a div, the div is like a box, a square box. Do you understand? You can decide to give it rounded corners if you want to. But what we have done in this case, or what we're going to do is that we're going to make the div circular. Okay, so this is one div. We'll put a picture as a background in the div. We'll now make it circular. This is another div. We'll put a background and we'll make it circular. This is another div. You put a background and you make it circular. Okay, so how are we going to do that? You're going to do the first image. Let's do the one for the first image. So for the first image like this, so you open a div, right? You give it a class. Oh, do I even need to give it a class? Is that important? Okay, item. Okay. So you give it a class of image because we are going to put an image in the image. Sorry. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Image. We're going to close it and then we're going to close the div. Okay. All right. Fine. So let this one go and rest with this one at the bottom. I don't understand. My distance is not working. Okay, I don't know why it's not working. So now I've now created the first div for the first image, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to put, sorry, let
So
me check
each
to be
image
sure.
has their own div.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. All right. So, like I said, this is what we're trying to achieve, right? This is a div on its own. This is a div on its own. This is a div on its own. All of them are inside one div. The name of that div is the second section. Do you get?
So like each div is inside another div. So like all these divs are inside a major div.
Yes. All those.
Okay.
Let me. Okay. Hold on. Let me do it like this so that you understand. Hold on. Mm, yeah. Mm, So let me first delete this one. So this is the major container for the three div. This second section is the major container for the three div. Now each div, okay, hold on. This is second section. This is the closing div for second section. All right. So now we have a div. We're going to give it a class of image, right? Am I doing this well? Hold on. So it's going to be a div inside a div. Okay, this is advanced though. All right, let me see how I can explain this. So now we have a div called image now, right? We're going to open another, we have a div called image now. Okay, this is a div called image. Now inside that image div is where we're going to, this is the container. I don't want to use container here again because we already have a class of container in your code, but just get it that this is the containing div. This is the container that houses all the div. This is the oga part of this, the container.
This
Now we're
second
putting,
section.
yeah, second section. Now I'm putting another container inside it, right? I'm putting another container inside it. let me close this. All right. And the reason why I am putting another container inside it is so that I can put the one for the image and the description, because you know that the image itself has descriptions under it. This description you are seeing here under it,
Yeah.
right? So to be able to, if you leave them, sorry, hold on. The best way to be able to put them together so that they can stay on top of each other is to put the two of them in a div. This thing is hanging again. I'm trying so hard for you to understand, but let me do it. Okay. So now, yeah. So now this is it. Okay, let me explain. So you have the containing div that is containing everything. Now we are opening a new div here that's going to house the first round circle image. Okay, so you open that container here, you call it a div. Now this second div is strictly for, this is the div that is going to turn into a circle eventually. This circular image div is the one that is going to turn into a circle eventually. So let me explain it. You have the containing div, right? You have the container div. Then you now have another div. This div contains the image and then the paragraph that is under. So you open a container, you now put another container inside. You put the image you want to put and then the paragraph inside the container. Do you understand? Are you there?
Sorry, I thought I was on it. I said yes, that verb is too closing after.
Okay. So
First
now,
thing is for that
let's now do some styling so that you understand. All right. So the first styling I want to do is I'm going to select the second container. Sorry, the second section. This is going to be second section. Second section, right? So now I'm going to display the second section flex. Why? Because I want the div items to align in a row. All right. So this is, let me see. Let me see. So you see, like this, when you see something like this is in a row, is on a straight line, is on a row. Do you understand? So to get them to align like this, you have to you have to, tell the browser that you see everything inside the container. I want to display them flex so that they would align like this. Now it's flexible. It's not like on top of each other. If not, it will appear on top of each other. You will see this other circle down here, the third one down here. But now that I have told the browser that, okay, I want it to display flex, that is what is going to happen. Number one. Number two, you now tell the, what did you say? What did you say?
I cannot see the code for the third image.
You cannot see the code for the,
Third image. And the
huh?
div of it. I cannot see the div of the third image, like the code of it.
Okay, hold on. We'll get to that. But let me
Okay.
quickly, give you a rundown on displaying things as flex, or where is it? Okay. They're not even giving us much. Let me look for another. There's a website, display flex property. I think it's MSDN. Yeah, this one. So let me check it. So let me give you a background on the display thingy. Okay. So there are ways that you can display. There are ways that you can display elements. Do you understand? Sorry. When you tell the browser that, is this it? Okay, this is not, sorry, hold on. It's not like this is a part of it, but I just want you to get it very well. Let me use under keyword justify space around. Hold on. So you won't be confused as I'm doing it. You can't find it on W3 school. Is it here? Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Let me see if they will give us the demo. Okay, very good. So this right here is a div, right? These are 3 different divs with background color that are displayed in a certain way. All right? Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Okay. So these are divs, right? This is a div, just like we have. It's almost like what you're having in the 3 circles that you are seeing. But just know that this is a div. That they give it a background color. This is a div. They give it a background color. This is a div. So if you do this is justify content. I'm trying to find a way to. This is flex start, flex end. When you tell the browser to display something flex, it automatically comes on the same line. This is flex center. This is space between. What I want you to see is the space between, space around, and space evenly. Okay, so if I'm going to create spaces between 2 divs that I have already flexed, I have told the browser to display them flex. All right. So there's a way that you can also, you can do flex start. Flex start, everything will start from the beginning, but there won't be space in between. Flex end, everything will start from here. Flex center, they will all flow to the center. Space between, it will just leave space between each of them. Space around, even the beginning one too will have space around it. Then space evenly, it will be the same amount of space around all of them. That's what I wanted you to get. Do you understand? So we've already displayed it flex. Now we have to now justify it space around, because of course, if I go to your school website, you can see there is space here, there is space here, there is space here. I cannot do um I cannot do space between, because there would not be space at the end. And if I check here, there is space at the end. See, there is space here. So what will fit it would be space around, which is what I now did here. All right, sorry, which is what I now did here. So you must display it flex, and then you now justify the content to space around. All right. Any questions?
No.
No questions. And so you now also have to align items center. So what I will do is that tomorrow we'll go in depth about justify content and align items tomorrow, because I don't want to be shifting, but we'll go into depth about it because it might be a little confusing. But just know, to get it to display like this in 3 lines, you have to display the divs. Because let me see. Okay, let me just do one first, so you see what I'm talking about. Let me do one first. So we already, like I said, we already have a container, the second section container. Then we have a container for the image. All right. So this, why there is a div here, is because we are going to give this div a background color, a background image. Do you understand? You can also, there's a way to do it that you can just, use your image tag, open the image tag and do it that way if you want to. I think I did it somewhere. I can't see it anymore. Okay, I think I did it here. Okay, this small one that you're seeing here, that you see that an image is surrounding it. What I did was that I used the image. Do you understand? And then I now styled it. What's because I give a circular image. I now styled it and just gave it a border radius and all of that. You can decide to do that if you want to. But why I like using a div is that sometimes you might want to write text over the picture. Like yesterday, now we had to write text over the pictures, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So if I decide to if I decide to just go this one now, you can just say I just use the image tag here. I use the image tag here, and then I gave it some styling. Then I gave it some styling. I gave it a width, I gave it a height, I gave it a border radius. That's why it's round. And then I gave it an object fit. I want the image to cover it, and I gave it a. You can do that as well, but I just prefer this other method of giving the div a background image. You understand? So this div is empty, just like the one yesterday that we did was empty. We just had certain write-ups on it. But this one we're not having any write-up because in the image, in your school, whatever, there is no write-up on the image. Sorry. Sorry, please, we have to wait for the. Can you see my screen?
It just thumbs up. Yes.
Okay. Because if I there is no image, there's no what's it called? There's no image on the how do you say this thing? There's no write-up on the image, okay?
Okay.
Fine, so let's go back. So now the first thing I want to do is that I want to put an image inside this div. Okay. So now what class is this? Circular image. I'm going to select circular image. Let me full stop circular image. Let me put a div there. Sorry. So because it's an online browser, I have to use already um I have to use their own pictures because I can't use my own. Where's their own picture? Where is it? 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 Okay, this is it. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to give that background. I'm going to give that div a background image. Background image. Okay. So how do you even do it? Okay, see it here. So first thing first, I'm going to give it a background image. I've forgotten the syntax to write it, so I have to go and copy it here. Are you there? Hello?
Uh,
Okay, you're there. So let me use this image. Okay. Okay, so let me see what is wrong. It did not display. Let me see. What am I doing wrong? Let me try again because I don't know why it's not displaying. This is circular image. I'm going to copy it and select it. Maybe I'm selecting it wrongly. Maybe I'm spelling it wrongly. Then I'm going to give it a background image like this. Background image, but this image should be this one. This is the image we're going to use. So For some reason, it's not showing, and I'm trying to figure out why. Okay, hold on. Hold on. It's working here now. Mm, I made a mistake. Okay, so that should put us right back on track. So hold on, for some reason it's not working, and it seems to be working here.
Okay.
Okay, so it's working here. I don't know why it's not working there. I don't know why it's not working. Let me copy it again. Background image. Oh, okay. Oh, this was a mistake. Okay. So let me try it in the second one. So is there something that I'm doing wrong that I don't know? I don't think so. I don't, it's not working. It's not working. So I'm definitely doing something wrong here. I just don't know what it is I'm doing wrong. I just don't know what it is I'm doing wrong. Because if I come here, it's working. You can see it here.
Yes.
So what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Okay, you know what? Let's just use this place. Let's just use this place. I'm just going to chalk it up to the fact that it's an online browser and that's why it's misbehaving. But yeah, let's use this place. So this is the container, which I'm going to call second section. Second section. I'm also going to change the styling there to second section. Section. Is it still working? Still working. Thank God. So this item here, I'm going to name it to image. 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 Okay, let me see. So I'm going to name this image. Okay, so we have circular image and all of that. So thankfully, this is still running. So let me start from the beginning and see what I did wrong. Is it going to work now? No, it's not still working. Okay. So let me. Oh, maybe that's why it didn't work because I'm seeing plenty things now. All right, so let's start again. So, like I said, we have the div second section. You have the image. Let's try again. So, second section. Let me close the div for the second section. Okay. So, second section, I have closed the div. Now, this is a image. This is the circular. So now let me try again. Okay. Copy. Maybe I was doing something wrong then. So the first
You
thing we
know,
want
you
to
have to
do,
increase the style first for it to work.
I have to put the what?
Does that mean you have to put the style in before it will work?
Not necessarily. Yes, you have to put the styling now. It's the styling that makes it work. But even if the border was not showing or it wasn't displaying, I just wanted the background color to show. Okay. So maybe it's when we put the remaining styling that it will show. Maybe. So the first thing we want to do, we want to give it a width because they are going to be three. They are going to be three on the row. So you just give it a width of 100%, so 100 px, right? I don't know why we're giving it a width of 100. Okay, let's give it a width of 100 px. We'll check it. Would what's the word? We'll try it with other numbers and see. It's asking us to put everything. So let's put everything before it will show. Maybe it needs a width for it to be able to, or maybe it needs a height first. So let's just do it like this. All right, fine. So we gave it a width of 100 px. What happens if I give it a width of 500 px? Okay. Now I understand. So maybe that's why it wasn't showing before, because the width was too small. There was no width. Let me run it now. Okay. So just leave the width at 100 px because that's what works for it. Or you can make it 200 px because let's make it 200 px. All right. So that will now decide how wide the image is going to be. Okay, 200 px is not looking very nice. It's not looking round at all. And you want it, if you wanted an oval shape, then you can give it 200. Maybe you want it to look like an egg, you can give it 200. But we want it to look like a circle, so we're going to give it 100 px. But that looks small. Let's make it 150. So you know that width is how wide it is. 150 still looks, so 100 looks like the best so far. So let's take it like, or maybe if I increase the height to 152, maybe they will both look circular. Exactly. So the height and the width matters. Do you see that now? To get a circle. The only reason why is even displaying why the only reason why this div, you can see the circular image is just a div on its own. You can see that let me expand this. You can see that this is the circular div here. This is just the paragraph that is under. So the paragraph and the circular div, they are inside this image container. All right. So this image container is housing the div that we turned into a circle and is housing the paragraph, right? And they are all inside the second section div. Do you understand? If you don't understand, tell me. I'll explain again.
Okay, explain again. Let me see.
Eh?
Explain again.
Okay. So we've opened a container for the entire for that. You see that second section? We'll open a div for it entirely, right? Which is this. Do you understand?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Good. So now we now want to open. We're going to have three different divs because the pictures are going to be inside a div. All right. I've told you before that a div is like a square that you cannot see. You can only see it when you now decide to add a border. Do you understand? So that's why if I add a border to this, okay, this is, let me show you what I mean. Okay, so we have the second, sorry, we have the second section div, right? Let me open another div. Let me call that div a third section. Let me say third section. If I open, or let me do it this way because that one is a long journey. You see this place like this? This is a div. It's like a container. This entire section is a container. That's why it is only the things that we put inside the second section that will appear there. If you want to now start this third section, this school strategic facility, this is a different div. Now, what you should understand about a div is like it's like a container, it's like a square that you're not seeing. The only way you will see it is if I now take second section. If I select second section and I say put a border there, I do border 1px solid black, then you will see the border. But the border is invincible. Do you understand? Now,
Yes.
these three things you are seeing here, they are all divs, but they moved it from a square div to a circular div. Okay, so that is why this second div is here. Do I even need to put that image div? Let me see something. Oh yes, we do. The major reason, normally I won't put this second div. The reason why this second div is here is because of this paragraph. All right, because I need to be able to. Okay, I can always remove it. All right, let me remove it so that you will not be confused like that. Let me remove it. All right. So now we have this the what's it called? I've made a mistake somewhere. Okay. Okay, I've made it more simple now. All right. So this is the containing div. All right. This is the containing div. Now this is the div that we want to put an image inside. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is the div. This particular div you are seeing is the one that has this image now. You can see I said the name of the class there is circular image. So I selected circular image and I gave it a background image. Do you see it?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Maybe we should use the first option because this option seems to be blowing your head. So let me do this instead. You know how to upload a picture now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Copy. So I'm just doing, but that this method is the best. Osaze, I cannot lie to you. This one we're doing is the best method. So I need you to understand it. So this is the first what's it called? Let me try to make it copy. I don't know if it will work like this, but I hope so. Okay, it worked. Thank God. So let me explain some things to you again. Let me try again. Now we have three divs, right? How did I get three divs? So you see the first one, this div, I gave it a background image. This div, I gave it a background image. This div, because they all have the same class name. So that's why they are all reappearing the same way, because anything that has a class name of circular image will definitely have a background image of this background image. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So these are the 3 divs. I told you that those 3 pictures are 3 divs. So this is one div, this is the second div, and this is the third div. So now to give a div a background image, just like we did yesterday when we wanted to give that div a background image, we gave it a class, and then we gave it a class of first paragraph. I think that should have been first section, but we gave it a class of first paragraph, and then we now went to give it an image background. It's the same thing we're doing here. Do you get that
That
now?
image background is in CSS, right?
What?
That image background is it in CSS and you write it?
Was it not CSS you wrote it yesterday? This is CSS now. Anyway, you're seeing that they are selecting and we're giving all these things. This is CSS now. And that's not a question I expect you to be asking. This is CSS. You can see the difference between
Yes, I've
CSS.
seen it.
Yes,
I've
the
seen it
difference
now.
between CSS and. So what I just want you to understand is that we want to do the second section. Okay, we want to do the second section. For the second section, we have already opened a container for the second section, which is this div you are seeing here. All right, now I opened the div and I gave it a background image. That's why it's like this. Let me remove that circle, I beg. Let me first, okay, let me remove the border. Let me remove the border. That's what's disturbing. Well, okay. Let me also remove this. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. So you need the all right. So it should be simple from here. So we have 3 divs now. This is 1 div. This is 2 div. This is 3 div. What I just did was that I just gave them a what's it called, a background image. All right, and I said I wanted the background position to be center, so I want the image to be aligned in the center. I want the background size to be covered, and okay, add space between the circular divs. Let me see if I remove this, what happens. I know that that is for space anyway. Okay. So I'm trying to simplify the entire thing so that you understand and you're not overwhelmed. Do you understand it now? Should we go over it again?
Understand it.
What do you understand, please?
You created the circular div.
Hold on. Let me put a border here. A border. I'm going to say 1px. 1px solid black. Okay. Let me run it. All right. Let me delete this thing. Okay.
So make this one square now.
What did you say? So I told you that on a normal day, let me remove this. Cut. So I told you that a div is like a container. So right now, there is nothing. Hold on. Can it become thicker? Okay. I'm trying to look for a way for you to see. Okay. Let me put a H1 here. Let me put a H1 inside this div. H1. Let me put your name, Osaze. Right, and I'll close it. So now I have put your name inside a div now, right? So now your name is in a div. So hopefully maybe I'll be able to explain this thing well better. Because I need you to understand. Let me run it. So now I have put your name in a div, right? This is the div, and this is my paragraph under. I have put your name inside a div. So what I want you to understand about divs is that it's like a box. You just cannot see it except you tell the browser to display the box. So now if I come here and I tell the browser, okay, put a border. That's how you tell the browser to display the box. 1px solid black. All right. I run it. Do you see the box I'm talking about? We selected the we selected the div. You can see the class here. I selected it, and like I said, any styling, if I add a class to a div, any styling that I give to that class is what that div is going to take, right? Yeah. So now if I say I want Osaze to be text center aligned, I just have to tell the div, okay, I want Osaze in this div. I don't want my paragraph. I only want the H1 that is inside this div, or I only want all the things inside this div to be text align centered. Text align center. All right. And I run it like this. You see, Osaze is now text align centered. Now the thing is that we don't want Osaze inside. All right. What I want is a picture. That's what I want inside this div. I don't want what's it called? I don't want Osaze. So I'm removing Osaze and I'm going to add a background picture instead. So the border let me just leave the border for now. All right. I'm going to add a width. Let me add a width, a height, and the background image. Hold on, copy. Or let me just see if I can add the background image straight like that. So let me see if I can add the background image straight. I don't want Osaze, I want the background image, and I run this. So it is not giving me a background image, and I'm thinking that because H1 itself, H1 is an element itself. Do you understand? So if I put H1 Osaze, or I put a paragraph and I say Osaze here, let me put a paragraph. I think the reason why it's not showing is that most elements, they have they have their own width and height, and they have margins and paddings and all of that. See, when I wrote Osaze now, space now opened inside the box. Let me remove this. Sorry, border, because I need you to. I'm taking my time to explain so you understand. Solid black. All right. So if I run this now, what you can see, the only thing you can see is Osaze. Now let me make this thing. Let me make it really. Let me make the height. Let me increase the height of this div. So I'm going to give it a height of, let's say, 500. All right, so that it will have space. If there is nothing inside, if there is no element, if there's no H1, if there's no P, the box will be empty. It's very small. There's no space inside. But like I said, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, but I've said this before, that when that H1 paragraphs, they usually have a margin. You can see there's a margin here, there is a margin here. There's obviously no margin at the side, but there's a margin on top and there's a margin below. So that margin on top and margin below is why is now the space that you are seeing. Is why this place now has space. Because if I remove Osaze like this, I know I'm taking my time to do it like this. If I remove Osaze like this, all right, and I give it a border, nothing will show inside. It just look like a straight line. There's no space. Okay, but now that I now put an element that has its own spacing, it has a margin, it has a padding around it. Yeah, because you remember when we're doing navigation, that I said that you have to remove the padding and spacing around the elements themselves, because
Yes.
they always come. I told you that they always come with their own padding and spacing. So you have to
Yes.
remove
Make
the
it zero.
default one. Yeah, you have to remove the default one so you can style it to the one that you want. So now if I put Osaze now, you will see space will come. The paragraph is carrying his own space. Okay, that is that. Now I don't want Osaze. What I want is an image. All right. So let me remove Osaze and put a background image like this. But the problem is that the background image does not come. Is not an element on its own. Do you understand? So it's not coming with any extra space or whatever that the browser recognizes. The browser will not recognize your picture, whether the browser can recognize its own paragraph elements. It can recognize H1, it can recognize the P elements, but it doesn't really know about your picture and it's not giving it any space. So if I run it like this, you see that you're not seeing anything. But if I now give it a height, and I say, okay, I want to increase the normal height of the div. Let me say I give it 500 px. All right. Now you can see the image there, right?
So
Because
you
I've
must give it
added
a height
it.
first.
What did you say?
So you must style it first for you to see it.
Yeah, you must add the height because the like I said, the image is a box, is a container. Sorry, the div is a container. So now if you put an element inside, if you put P or H1 there, H1 already has its own spacing. Any H1 that you see, any H1 element you see, there is a spacing around it. Any paragraph you see, there is a spacing around it. So those ones have their own spaces. When you put them inside the container, you will now create space. That's why when we put Osade inside the paragraph, you saw space. But when I removed Osaze to put my picture is my picture. It's not like it's an element. I have to, of course, I have to use the image picture to be able to upload it. But it's not like it's a coding element itself. It's an external picture. So the browser is not going to add any space for you or anything. It's going to remain that small tight container that you are that it is. So it is now the thing you now have to do is that you now have to tell the browser to expand the container so that so your picture can show very well. It's just like the container is just you put a picture inside, the container is just closing it, it's not moving, it's not bothering to display it. Do you get? But now we've now expanded the height of the container. Now you can now see the picture. Do you understand? Do you understand? Osaze.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
don't even understand
So
this.
we're going to give it a height of 100 because what we want is a small one. We don't want, I'm going to give it a width of 100 too. So I guess it's the reason why we don't need to do the no repeat. You know, I said yesterday that the background picture always repeats itself. Okay, so now I've given it a height and a width of 100 because I want it to be small like this, like the way those circles on the website is small. Do you understand how we got here?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, you styled
Need
it.
me to? Okay. So now we now have a picture inside the image, and this is our paragraph here. All right. So, but of course, it's not still as I want it to be. So the next thing I want to do is that I want to give it a background position and a background size. So this I'm not going to use auto, I'm going to use cover. You can use cover, you can use auto, see which one works. But first of all, you can see that this one is just positioning anyhow. So let's first of all position it center so that it will be in the middle. You see, now that we've positioned it center, it is still very big. Do you understand? Because we have not given it a size. So now if I put a background size of cover, do you see? If I put auto, let's say it will display if I put auto. So auto doesn't give me what I want. So let's use cover. I know I described the difference between auto and cover to you yesterday, right? Else, Aze,
Yes.
you don't sound like you understand. Should I start again?
No, I understand. I understand. This stuff is hanging. So, like, when I press play to take time for me to talk.
Okay, but you understand, Abim?
Yes.
All right, fine.
I
So now
understand.
this is still showing me that this is still acting like a square. What we have on your website? is a round
Sorry.
one. All right. So to now make it round like this, right? What you need to
You have
do
to give
is
it
to give it a border radius of 50.
100.
That's how you make
A circle.
a div round. All right. So if I give it a border radius of 50, it becomes round of 50 p. Even if you give a button a 50, if you give a button a border radius of 50, it will also become round. So do you see it now?
Yes.
Any questions?
No, I understand now.
So now we want this to display. I want three of this because what we have on that page is three. And wait, let me even look at something. So you see that the border around this one here is thicker, right?
Mm. Yes.
So let's give it like 10 px because now it's at 1. So if I give it 10 px and I run it, you see it's thicker.
Yes.
You can make it as thick as you want. So it's actually 3. All right, so this is 1. Let's copy and paste and put another one. Paste like this. The only difference is that when you are doing your own, because you are going to be using different pictures, else as
Yes.
you are going to be using different pictures, you cannot use one circular image like this. Okay, so what you have to do is that you might have circular image 1, circular image 2, circular image 3. All right, and then when you are styling it, you will now be giving them different background color because the first image 1 is different, image 2 is different. They will all have the other styling will remain the same. They will all have borders, they will all have background image, they will all have all that, but the background image is going to be different because you are different. The reason why my own is not different, I'm using one picture, so it doesn't matter. One picture will appear there. So now I've done it into 3, but you can see how it's displaying. I want you to display side by
So the name
side.
of this picture is circular image now.
What?
The name you change this picture as a circular image.
Yeah, so it can be anything you want to name it to. Me, I just gave it a class of
Okay.
circular image. It's the class that is circular image. It's not the name of the picture.
Okay.
Abi, what's your question? Let me understand your question very well.
No, that's not.
Okay.
So now that I'm using different images, I have to give it different class and style all the classes differently.
Yes.
But
Don't worry, I'll show you how before we leave.
to be the same styling, just that the name will be
Okay, let me give you an example. Let me just do so. Let's say this is image 1, right?
mm,
Circular image 1. Let's say this is image 2 and image 3. All right. So what you will do, you already have this one is circular image 1, like this,
mm,
circular image 1. If you run it, you see that other ones have disappeared. So you now have to do for circular image 2.
okay, I
Like I said,
understand.
it's going to be the same styling. The only thing that is going to be different is the class name and in the image. So this one now is going to be circular image number 2. And then let me go and look for another image to give it. Can I find another image at this point? Because they have different image. I don't know. I can't just use anyhow image. They have things that they use. Let me see. Let me go to background image. That's where I'll see it. Background image here. There's a way you can display their online images. So you are using, okay, I've seen another one. I don't like that image. Tree paper gift, another one paper gift. Ah, oh yeah, let's manage it like that. This is the only other image they put there. This one. So in circular image 2 we now have a GIF, another image. Wait, let me, if I use cow, Will he give me something? No, he's not going to give me something. So because I don't have an access to all the pictures that they have on this online browser. All right, so now this is an image that is inside here, but it's not like a real image, but it's just there. So you see, so it is the same styling. The only difference is that you have to do image one, image two, and you have to give them different background image. Do you understand now?
Yes.
You understand now, right? So, but like I said, I'm only using one image. Do you understand? So me, I can do it like that, but you have to switch it. Except you want to, except you want to use one image for all of them, because at the end of the day, it's a dummy site. It's like your project. It's not like you are building it for somebody. So maybe you don't want to stress yourself. You feel like, oh, I don't want to stress myself. Let me use one image. That's entirely up to you. Okay. So yes, that is it. Where are we? Okay, this is where we are. All right, fine. So now I want them to display on a row. Do you understand? Now to get them to display in a row, they are inside this div. I now have to tell the browser that you see all these three divs here that are inside this second hand section. I want you to display them flex. When you tell the browser to display them flex,
Mm.
it will display like this, one after the other. You can see it here. Second, let me copy it. So I'm going to tell the browser that please display this thing flex so that they will stand side by side with each other. Go up now. Why are you hanging? All right. So let me select second section and display flex. Right. So if I display flex, now they are now side by side each other. Do you understand? But the problem that I am having is that my paragraph has moved up, but we'll come back to that one later. So another thing you want to do is that you want to justify, you want to give them space around, because like I said, if you check your, where is it? If you check your school, it's not touching the borders, the space around it. If you check your school
Yes.
website, let me see, run it. Okay. So because this is an online browser, it's not showing like that. But if it's VS Code, you would see it very well. Another thing you want to do, right, is to align items is vertically in the center. So this just position it better. But now there is a problem, that there's something that is affecting the positioning. So when you align them center, everything became center. Even the right top self became center and is now more balanced. But the problem is that this image is not supposed to be there. That description is not supposed to be there. All right.
That's
Hold on.
right.
Hmm. So the problem is that this what's it called? This paragraph is not supposed to be here. All right. The paragraph should go under it. Do you understand? But now there is no way I can bring this paragraph down. I can start saying, okay, because I know that you can decide to want to use margin and padding to manipulate it, but it's a lot of stress. So what can you do to make this work? All right. So the best way to do it, the best way to do it is that you have to, okay, let me see. If I say text align, let me try it here. Text align center. Will it work? Will it bring it down and center everything? No, it's not working. So the best thing I can do is that I have to put this paragraph, the two of them have to be close to each other. If I put this paragraph inside a div on its own, it's going to create a space. If I decide to put that paragraph in a div, right? Let me try. I say, okay, let me put this paragraph in a div so I can isolate it, put it in its own container and then try to shift it down. Would that work? Because right now it is acting, is inside the second section. So if I do it like this, it's not working. You can see it's not working. So how do I bring it down? And I need the two of them to stay together. So the best way to maneuver this text is to join these two. You see this, the first div and the paragraph, is to join them in their own, is to put the two of them inside one div. Then I will now style that div. If I put these two, because right now I've tried to tell the browser that, okay, all the text inside this second section, I tried to tell the browser that all the text inside, center it. Let me see it. Text align center, ignore up.
It's not meant to be under.
That's what I'm saying. We are trying to
And
move it
so
under.
that's why this center now is like in between them now. I think she put it in test align under. I don't know what's in
Text, because there is no option for under. You only have text align
under.
right, center, left. There is no option for
Oh,
under. Do you understand? So the best thing for me to do is that I have to isolate the two of them. Like this paragraph and this, the paragraph and the image, they're like husband and wife. They have to be together. You can't separate them. So you have to now put the husband and wife inside one container of their own. Then you cannot style that particular container, that this container, I want you to have I want you to be text aligned. So let me tell you what, let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to give it a container. I'm going to give it their own div. All right. And I'm going to give it a class of um which class is that? Okay, like I said, they are husband and wife. All right. So let me put it inside a class just for the sake of understanding. Married elements. Let me put it like that. They are married elements. All right. The two of them are inside one container like this. Married. Sorry. Close the div. Do you understand what I just did here? Do you
Yeah.
understand? I put the husband and the wife inside the container. I call that div married element. So now let me go and style married elements. Now if I select married elements, yeah, and I tell the browser that I want all the text inside married element to be text aligned centered. Hold on, let me show I'm right. Okay, yeah. So I said I want all the text inside here to be text aligned center. Let me run it. Do you see? Now it has changed. Because I'm only targeting this element here. I'm not targeting the one in the second section. I'm only targeting these two. Because this one in the second section, it has plenty element. I mean, when all of them were inside the second section, it's harder to style. Do you understand? But now that I've isolated them, right, is now easier. You can see these ones, they are still inside the second section. But if I now let me put everything inside married element. Let me put this one too inside married elements. Div class is equals to married elements. Now I've married them together. So the browser is only focused on the text inside. So since this is the only text inside the married element, the browser will now center only that one. But if you're trying to center multiple of them with their partners without isolating them, it's hard. It just was not working. So married elements, let me close div. then come and close it here. So if I run this now, the other one will change. You see, the other one has changed because you have isolated the husband and wife together, and you're starting. It's just like when you go to church, when you're in church and maybe they have all the mothers and the fathers together, right? And they are now saying that okay, oh, they want all the wives to stand near their husband, all the old wives should stand near their husband because they are plenty, and they are now too, like maybe you have Yoruba, you have Igbo, you have Hausa, just like this one now, he has his own background image, this one has his own background image, this one has his own background image. You understand? So it's going to be scattered if you are trying to find them one by one and be putting them. But if you now say, okay, oh, let us carry all the old Yoruba men and Yoruba women inside one container, let them line up. Let us carry all the old Igbo women and Igbo men inside one container, let them line up. It becomes easier. You will now know who is causing the problem, if it's Yoruba people that is causing the problem or it's Igbo people, because when they are together at once, you will not know what is causing the problem. But when you have now isolated them, that okay, be in groups is now easier to style. That's the best explanation I can give you right now. Do you understand?
Yeah, sure.
Are you sure you
Yeah, that's
understand?
yes, I understand. I understand.
So I'm going to do the third one like that.
You also give it to you also make it a div, another div too.
What do you say?
You also make it another class instead of
Yeah, you also put it in a class. So this one, you can decide to give it one class name. Do you understand? Because all of them, they are serving the same function. Unlike where you have to change the individual background image, that one is harder. All right.
yeah.
So do you see it now?
Yes.
Now it is now under. So if you check out this section now, it's almost looking like this one here. You see it. Now the only difference is that this is still a little bit thicker and bigger. So you can make it thicker and bigger, and then there is a background color at the under the paragraph. So you can decide that you want to make your own thicker and bigger. All you need to do is just increase the width and the height. If I make it, let's say I make it 200 wide and 200. So whatever width you give, the height should correspond because it's like a circle. So the sides cannot be bigger and this one here will be smaller. Okay, so you see now it's bigger. I just increased the width and the height to 200. I can decide to make the border around it more solid. Let's give it 15. See, now it's thicker. So you can do whatever you want to. And you can see that space around, you can see it has left because we put space around. So you understand? So yeah, this is it. So now, to now make, why is it now doing text align centered? Okay. But let's make it 150 so that I can see what I'm doing. So you can make it as big as you want to. That's up to you. So now let's give the paragraph that background that you're seeing. So how do we now give the paragraph that background? Okay. So one method you can do, you can add the same class name to all the paragraph and then style it at once. You can do that. Or, because I'm sure you've already selected paragraph, you already selected giving a styling to a paragraph in your CSS. Or you can just say that all the paragraph inside the second, because the common container that all of them have, is that they are, or let's use married elements. Let me use married elements because also married elements is similar to all of them. All of them, all of them are inside married element. So you can also use married element, and you can now say, okay, you want to give it. How do I even do it? There was a place I did it. There was a place I did it. Is it here? It wasn't here. Okay. There's a place I did it. I can't find it again. This is wonderful. All right, let me try it again. So I can decide to give it a background of green. Hold on. If you have any question, now is the best time to ask. So. Hello, Sergeant. Hello. Are you there? Okay. I can't hear you. You're sounding very far from your phone. You sound very far. Are you back now? Oh, you are there. Okay. So this is not working. Okay, so now the browser just let me know that one cannot work. Oh, hold on. Okay, so the browser is letting me know that cannot work. So the best way for you to do this is that you have to give all the paragraphs. Where is it? Because if I check it here, it looks like kind of like a button, like a button, but it's not a button. So you want to give all your paragraphs a class. There has to be a better way to do this. I want to believe there has to be a better way. But do I have the time to fix that now? That's another thing. Do I have the time to do that now? Okay, so I can't do it in image. If I do P, okay, display block, P hover. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out the best possible way if I run this. Okay, so this can work. All right, fine. Okay, I've even done it. Maybe this is not it. Ha, did I close it? Okay. So far so good. The best way to do this, let me copy everything here. Let me see. Okay. So let me copy everything here so that we don't get confused. Cut. Let me put it here. I think I canceled that one by mistake. Okay. All right, fine. So the best way to do it, Osaze, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. So since this is going to be all the paragraphs, we're not adding any other paragraphs. Since this is going to be all the paragraph and they are all inside second section. So the best way to do it is that you select second section, full stop, second section. All right. And then you tell the browser that first of all, no, second section, paragraph. So now the browser understands that, okay, the only paragraph I am giving this styling to are paragraphs inside the second section div. All right. So the first thing is that you want to display, because you want to give it a background. Let me see, do I need to display it? It's already displayed inline block. Okay, let's leave that one. Let me just give it a background color of green first. Will it work? Background color of green. Yeah, background color green. Okay, so let me see green. Okay. So now I've given it a background color of green. All right, can you see it? Osazel, can you see it? Why are you so far? Green, the right up is white. I cannot even hear you. So the
Is it
color of
better?
the text, yeah, it's better now. The color of the text is white. All right.
Hello, ma.
Yeah, I can hear you now. All right.
Hello.
I can hear you. Can
Is
you
it
not hear
better? Can
me?
you hear me?
Yes, it's better. It's better.
Hello, ma. Can you hear me? Is it better?
Yes, I can
I've
hear
pulled
you.
my
Why you not
AirPods.
hearing me? I can hear
Mm.
you. Are you not hearing me? You can't hear me.
I cannot hear you. Yes, I cannot hear you. Let me leave and come back.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Good. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Nice. So I was saying that for the, let me start it again. For the paragraph side, for us to style it to have that green background image, right? So normally, I mean, in this section, this is all the paragraph we're going to have. And all the paragraph are the same. We want all the paragraph to have one styling. So just quickly select it. Just select the second section, because the browser has to understand that she's only talking. You know that in your first paragraph div, we have a P there too. So if you just
Yes.
select only P, it will scatter the styling. So now let the browser understand that you are only talking to the P in the second section. So when you select second section, you select P, the browser understands that, okay, this is only for elements in the second section. All right. So the first thing you want to give it a background color. The background color of green, right? Let me run it. All right, that's the background color. You want to give it a padding. You want to put space around it. You want to give it sorry. Yeah, you want to give it a padding of, let me see, what padding did they give here? You want to give it a padding of 10, 10, 20, okay. 10 by 20. 10 px at the bottom and top, 20 px at the sides. So let's do that. All right, so now there's 10 on the bottom, 10 on the top, and 20 px by the side. Did they make it round? Or it's not round, it's the same. The text is white. But you can decide to make your own more fanciful. You can make it more fancy. You can say, okay, the text should be white. Color. Color is white. You can decide to make it the border radius of like 5 px, so that it can be more
I can't
stylish.
hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Osaze o. Osaze, I can hear you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, ma.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I was saying that I already explained how to select all the paragraphs inside the second section. You give it a background color of P, you give it a padding and a padding, you change the color to white, and you can make your own more stylish and add a border, add a button. I think, let me see your own. Okay, so yeah, the border is green. So let's make it the same color. And they are joining together safe. So if we make, yeah, so yeah, we gave it black instead of green. All right, now they're the same color. So now let me remove that. Let me join them together. Let us remove the margin top. Sorry, margin top should be 0. So it's either I remove the margin that is under, it's either I remove the margin that is under the picture or remove the margin that is on top of the paragraph. It's easier to remove the one on top of the paragraph. So I'm going to say margin top should be 0. See, now they are joined together. All right. So you can also have a fancy thing where it hovers. Copy. Let me see. So if you want to, what am I doing? Better. And this one is optional. This is if you want it. I can just say our time is fine. What's my cursor? Sorry. Can you see all those things that look like bubbles on my screen? Can you see them?
No.
I'm the only one that can see. All right. So this is optional. You can just say, okay, when it hovers, you want the color to change to background color. Background color can become white, and then the color of the text should become green. Stop writing like this. Color of the text can become green. I am tired, honestly.
Sorry.
To regulate itself. Okay. Okay. First, let me just do this. Let me just copy everything because I can't cry. I would weep. Okay. So here I'm just going to, where is it? So the color should be green. So what that simply does is that, oh sorry, over. I don't even know why nothing is working anymore. Wait, hold on. Stop. Ah, God. So I have to reload this page again. But so far so good. Do you understand it?
Yes.
So you know how to do yours now.
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be your assignment for tomorrow. So that's 2 assignments I have to check for you.
Oh.
If you don't have any questions, because now my laptop is beginning to misbehave, but I want to show you the code one more time.
Okay.
So let me see if I can do that. Let me first stop charging this. It's been charging for a while. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I honestly do not. So I have to start. I have to restart the laptop. But I'm sure you already got what we're doing. So let me just let you go. Go and do your assignments. Okay, so if you just watch the video, you'll be able to get the code back because now I've lost it. All right? Osaze, you're mute if you are talking. I just want to end the class. You can go back and watch the video to do your assignments.